What does it feel like to be invisible in your own family, only to rise from the shadows and make them see you for the first time? I was 15 when it happened again. My birthday, the one day I thought would be mine, slipped through my fingers like sand. Mom and Dad had promised a special dinner, just the three of us, to celebrate me turning a year older. I'd spent weeks imagining it. The laughter, the clinking of glasses, the rare moment when I wasn't competing for their attention. But when the day came, my sister, Lily, had a last-minute dance recital. "It's a big deal, Emma," Mom said, her voice apologetic but firm. "We'll make it up to you, sweetheart." Dad nodded, already grabbing his keys. They left me with a store-bought cake and a note. "We'll celebrate tomorrow." Tomorrow never came. Lily was always the star. Her dance trophies lined the living room, her photos plastered across every wall. I didn't hate her, she was my sister, and I loved her, but I hated the way her light seemed to dim mine. I was the quiet one, the one who got good grades, stayed out of trouble, and never asked for much. Maybe that was the problem. I was too easy to overlook. That night, sitting alone with my cake, I made a vow. I wasn't going to beg for their love anymore. I'd show them what I was worth, not with tears or tantrums, but with something undeniable, something they couldn't ignore. The next 4 years were a blur of determination. I threw myself into school, joined the debate team, and started writing for the school paper. Words became my weapon, my way of carving out a space where I could shine. I stayed up late, perfecting essays, chasing scholarships, and dreaming of a future where I wasn't just Lily's sister. My parents noticed my efforts in passing pats on the head, vague compliments, but their focus remained on Lily's recitals, her auditions, her endless parade of achievements. When I got accepted to a prestigious university on a full scholarship, I expected them to finally see me. I told them at dinner, my heart pounding with hope. "That's great, Emma," Dad said, barely looking up from his phone. Mom smiled, but her eyes were on Lily, who was gushing about her latest solo performance. They didn't ask about my school, my plans, or how I'd clawed my way to this moment. I swallowed the hurt and kept going. By my 19th birthday, I was a sophomore in college, thriving in ways I never thought possible. I'd landed an internship at a major newspaper, my articles were getting noticed, and I was building a life that felt like mine. That year, I didn't expect a celebration. I'd learned not to. But when Mom called, promising a family dinner to make up for all the missed ones, I let myself hope again. "We're so proud of you, Emma," she said. "This time, it's all about you." I arrived home, my heart lighter than it had been in years. But when I walked through the door, I saw it. Lily's acceptance letter to a top dance academy pinned proudly on the fridge. The dinner table was set, but the conversation was all about her. "Emma, isn't it amazing?" Mom beamed. "Lily's going to be a star." I nodded, my throat tight, and excused myself early. They didn't notice me leave. That was the last straw. I wasn't angry anymore, just done. I went back to college and poured everything into my work. I wrote an article about chasing dreams in the shadow of others, pouring my heart into every word. It was raw, honest, and unflinching. I didn't name my family, but I didn't need to. The piece went viral, shared across platforms, picked up by major outlets. People reached out, saying they saw themselves in my story, thanking me for giving voice to their pain. I'd built something bigger than myself. For years after that lonely 15th birthday, I got a call from a publishing house. They wanted my story, not just the article, but a book. A memoir about resilience, about finding your worth when no one else sees it. I said yes, and when the book hit shelves, it climbed the charts. I was invited to speak at events, to share my journey, to inspire others. I wasn't invisible anymore. The day my parents called, their voices trembling, I was giving a talk at my old high school. "Emma, we read your book," Mom said, tears in her words. "We didn't realize we're so sorry." Dad chimed in, his voice heavy with regret. "We should have been there for you. We see you now." They wanted to meet, to celebrate me, to make things right. Lily called too, admitting she'd been too caught up in her own world to notice mine. I forgave them, not because they deserved it, but because I didn't need their validation anymore. I'd built a life that spoke for itself. At the book signing, they came, standing in the back, watching me shine. For the first time, they saw Minute as Lily's sister, not as the quiet one, but as Emma, the girl who turned pain into power. Sometimes, the best revenge isn't anger. It's proving you're enough, not just to them, but to yourself. And as I signed my name on the last book of the night, I knew I'd done exactly that.